Hello, all my fellow rock hounds, rock collectors, rock gardeners, and maybe other gardeners that are joining us. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time, or welcome back. This is Chris's Granite Paradise. If you've been following us at all, you know that all through the summer, all the videos I've done feature all these beautiful flowers. In this case, what I'm showing you are the last of the flowers of the season, which are the sunflowers. And you can see they're getting hideously ugly now. So today is the day they all need to be chopped down, processed, and then this will look more like a regular rock garden again. So stick with us, we'll have some fun. Before we get into the full swing of the video, here is the first official chop down of the season. This was 2 weeks ago. I had to get this one out of the way a little sooner than I wanted to because we had a Labor Day barbecue on the patio, and this sunflower was growing right near where we set up the grill. So it had to go bye-bye. It was a nice one. It made a lot of flowers and actually made quite a bit of shade for the part of the patio where you see me there. It's like cutting down a tree. But yeah, that's a good two and a half inch trunk there. Funny, here's the one from last year. Still here. I could probably bust that off. Yep. There we go. Leave these as long as possible. You can see there's a few more falling over. They get so heavy with the seeds and the animals come in and start knocking them over. But we love feeding the wildlife and the birds, so we leave them as long as we can. In honor of our beautiful sunflowers and all the bees that come along with them. We even got the cushions to match. Okay, so as you can imagine, these are way too big to just pull out of the ground. So I move the gravel aside so I can cut as low as possible and just chop them down like little trees. I have to move around quite carefully because remember, this is a rock garden, and high above my head there are plenty of rocks, and the sunflowers have had plenty of time to tangle their branches amongst those rocks. And if I carelessly yank, I could easily pull rocks down on myself. So there's a lot I have to calculate when I make that little cut that you see me preparing to make. All right, we're gonna step up the speed a bit because we have an awfully long way to go today. Okay, we can walk back here again. This will be kind of nice. So since I cut down low, I can kind of spread the gravel out again, fill in around them, and really within a couple of weeks they don't disappear, but they hide really well. And about a year from now, if I happen to come across them, I can pull them out of the ground. But there's no way you pull them out now. I don't know if you can see even on this one, which is relatively small, but you can see the big root base that it has. That's like a tree. You'd pull that out of the ground and leave such a hole. So I've learned to not even try to do it that way. Let's step on the gas again and see if we can make up some time. I really don't like messes, so I'm hoping to do this whole process and therefore film this whole video within a couple of days or so. It's always a tremendous amount of work at the end of the season to get Granite Paradise looking like a full-time rock garden again. All right, that about does it for the moment because, as you can see, the weather's about to go sour on us. So I will leave these here for the moment Then I have some more back there that I forgot about. I guess I better go get those. What a mess. Still a few forgotten souls here and there. I think I forgot one over here too. Yep, forgot about this one. I'm thinking that the only animals capable of breaking these thick stems would be the neighborhood cats, which I have seen glimpses of through my security cameras. And I imagine it's because they go after the multitude of birds that are often feeding on the sunflowers. And so ends the beautiful sunflower season. Last little guy in there of 2025. Oh yeah. Alright guys, it's time for a hopefully brief weather-related intermission. So the next step in this glorious process is, my intention is to run over all this with the lawnmower and mulch it into the grass. So all the branches that are too big, I just take the little branches off. And then the bigger branches I will do something else with. They come off really easy. See, when you have a rock garden, you don't need to go to the gym. There's plenty of things to keep it busy. We'll really step up the speed now because we need to get this done. I see, I missed the ones I had stacked right here, but you get the idea. Now I'll finish going through these. I won't show it all because it'll be a little painfully slow. But I'll get these all, anything I think is too thick for the lawnmower I'll take out, and then I'll spread these, especially over the areas that seem to need more fertilizer. And every year, the lawn is getting more and more perfect as I fertilize the weak spots in this manner. I did want to show you guys, those of you who are into botany, maybe you could explain. Look at this mutation. So here's the regular stem of the sunflower. I wish I would have noticed this when it was growing. But look how the stem is flat. And look at all the little leaves and then that huge cluster of flowers. Very interesting. It's some kind of I can't remember what the term for it is. I used to collect cactus, and sometimes cacti would have these mutations similar to this. This is really cool. Very, very interesting. Anyway, a little extra for you botanists at heart out there. Alright, well, I had a little mishap with the camera. I actually already mowed about a third of the yard and was recording it real nice, and my camera tipped sideways. So I'm going to do this little section just so you guys see what I'm talking about. I pulled out the biggest branches, and then whatever the lawnmower doesn't like, it tends to leave, and then I'll just pick those up later. Most of the grass in my backyard is a native grass that does not need watering. It actually came in by itself and eventually took over all the weeds and other grass that was left from before we owned the house. When we got the house, of course, it was a complete forest of weeds with just one small area of regular neighborhood lawn grass, you know, that you'd see in a house. And it all died. The weeds had completely taken over, and I gradually reclaimed it. And once I discovered this particular grass, I dug up clumps of it and planted it around, and it has completely taken over. But since I don't water it, I keep my lawnmower set at the highest depth so that the grass remains tall even after I mow it. I mean, not real tall, but you know how you can adjust the height of your lawnmower. And that also helps me avoid the gravel. We'll step this up to 20 speed so we can make some progress. Okay, so you get the idea. It just rained a lot last night and yesterday, so the grass is going to grow up really fast. I'll pick up some of this bigger stuff and just put it over in the pile over there, and in about 2 days you'll never know this mess occurred. So all this I already did, but like I said, my camera malfunctioned and I've got this little bit to do. I'll do that in time lapse for you. After mowing what was reasonably easy to do, I just took a rake and raked up the big branches that were left over. Like I said, the lawnmower will conveniently push those down and out of the way and put those in the compost pile. And so concludes sunflower season 2025. Thanks for coming along, guys. Here, like I said, with all the rain we've had, this grass is going to grow up through what little mess you can still see. In a couple days, you'll never know this all happened. And this is kind of refreshing because some of these sculptures I haven't been able to get to or see in a while. Now I can focus on some regular weed pulling, maybe. There actually aren't too many. Here's the concrete sculpture covered with beautiful Cache Laputa River rocks. This sculpture we haven't been able to get to really. It's the rocks from Lavina up in Montana and the Musselshell River. More Cache Laputa. It's mostly the lower sculptures that we haven't been able to see in a while, just because the sunflowers covered them. Here's our beautiful Central Valley of California, Area 54. One of my favorite displays. I've been able to see it from this side a little bit, but not from this side, so this is kind of cool. And of course, all the stuff from, the farmers' fields northeast of here. Section 11, as we call it. One of the many Section 11s, I guess, in Colorado. Yeah, this is nice being able to walk back here again. Again, thanks for coming along. Over the next few weeks, I'll finish cleaning up back here, get it ready for fall and winter. God bless you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. It really helps out the channel.